that these people are doing what they are doing is because they know that you are going to just accept whatever they say just because of they have a specific degree, that means that you are discriminating against, just like me, for being charged criminally or them saying something about me that is not true. So they're getting away with this, and I'm constantly having to be put in jail. My rights are being violated. All this stuff is being pushed to the court. I'm being called all these horrible names. A lot of stuff is happening that I am not doing. It's just totally inappropriate. And so for you to say, okay, you just accept whatever comes to your office because you believe that because they're a medical professional, I find that very inappropriate. And it is a surprise coming from a person in your position, which also brings to the point that, litigation is going to be filed against the city of Kenosha. Reports are going to be filed because of law enforcement agents, district attorney, the courts, how the clerk of courts and the clerk of courts office have been handling my information or even talking to me. They go on my Facebook page. They're harassing me through my Facebook page or discussing my Facebook page, not wanting to even take my calls when I call to the clerk of court to talk about finances. I mean, it's just been a very serious situation where these people are trying to provoke me to anger and other situations. It's been quite the situation, but I know that these reports have been false. I have recordings, but I can prove it. They cannot keep recycling this information and just jailing me and allowing you all to constantly commit me or try to drug me and ruin my body, my reproductive being, me being a person who wants to reproduce or just to have my act. I don't even eat like animal products, or I'm not on drugs or anything. I live a very healthy and happy life. And these people are out here trying to say that I am mentally ill for whatever reason. Like, if I want to represent myself, like they're charging me with obscenity and threats. That constitutes, when I really look and research, as a sex crime. So inappropriately, like I'm representing myself, okay? And I believe that it is a serious problem because in intake court, as soon as I said that I do not want a public defender, that judge questioned my competency. And that is inappropriate, where he told me in a previous case that he would not discriminate against me for representing myself, and that if I wanted to go to the public defender's office or find an attorney, I could. And he has allowed other people to speak for themselves without using a public defender. But for some reason, there has been a bunch of false statements that have led up to my imprisonment, false enslavement, unlawful arrest, and different things that you should be concerned about. There has been many issues to do in Kenosha where these people have did everything they could to try to even kidnap my father. But even just now, it's like kidnapping amongst me. And I have to figure out, this goes to you. A lot of this is your issue, and that's what you are hired for. And it is an interest. And I want to know how it's handled and to get this information to you in appropriate time so that I want to go ahead and file a complaint with your office. I want to go ahead and take the necessary steps because these people have been dishonest and they're diagnosing me with things like schizophrenia and things that I'm not even that's not even close to who I am, but it's a debilitating diagnosis that says that I won't ever have capability of myself, like basically, like I'm a violent person, and just a terrible diagnosis would eventually lead to something called like Alzheimer's. They're literally committing a civil death on me, and I'm 38 years of age. In 1 week, I'll be 39 years of age, and I am in shape where I'm building muscle. I plan to live forever. These people are literally trying to steal my life from me. And that is a huge, huge problem. And I plan to file a lawsuit and bring this to the attention because it has been a total conspiracy, and I don't appreciate it. The police department won't take my reports. Sheriff department won't take my reports. And then they say, okay, well, you know what? Submit the paperwork now. You know what I'm saying? So now I have to go ahead and submit documentations. Internal Affairs have not returned my calls. I have been trying for years to report this stuff before it has gotten this far. And I didn't want to, oh, I'm snitching and I'm, who would like me if I tattle and this and that. No, I'm a real woman and I cannot allow this. So much had happened, with your county agencies. And I just cannot continually be committed because it's unlawful. The jail systems, it's just too much. The programs that you all contract, behavioral consultants, Wisconsin Forensic Unit, I've tried to file complaints with them. They won't even take my complaints. I have many live recordings to prove that they are being dishonest. For the reports, from police reports, I have a YouTube page. I record this stuff on my different social media profiles and all of that. And I'm sure you or anybody else can know that, this stuff is out here. And so how is it that you all are going to continue to accept this, like as if they are not being hired to take advantage and weaken me, or also put your job, the judge's job, and other people's job, like the district attorney's job, in jeopardy? They could be compromising you, sabotaging you, in a competitive state. There is unfair competition in long-standing contests as well. And it could very much be very harmful to anyone in this situation, including me. Them making false reports is a problem. And it's mass incarceration, enslavement, in which is illegal. The competency process automatically takes away my rights. Okay? It takes away my right to a speedy trial. It takes away any court rights that I have and forces me, if I am committed, into free jail time. Jail time that with no bond, no release date, exactly. Just whatever you all choose to do with my life. You all have kidnapped me one time in 2023, 2024, and now it seems like you're trying to do it again. And I have been fighting, trying to make sure that this does not happen. Also, the charges that they have said that I said, they said that I said something like call someone a bastard and an asshole, and I said fuck you or something like that. No, I called him like a motherfucker. So I did not say that stuff. But the charge that these people wrote, they know good and well, as you know good and well, that if they charge me with obscenity or threats, it immediately takes away my rights. So my right to free speech. It immediately takes away my ability to even defend myself. Wait, I have a right to free speech. I didn't even, it was a whole setup. It was all like worse than entrapment because I didn't commit a crime. But they set the whole thing up. They were dishonest. I have the video recordings. The state patrol is refusing to even call me back. I'm not getting the information. The district attorney's office has been neglectful and adding stuff. I did get some information, sure. But I'm getting other people's information. They're trying to charge me with other people's crimes. Their dates are wrong. The district attorney's office has false reports and their statements. It's a huge mess. And this is something that has been very common, but it is very loud and aggressive this time around. And, I just want to let you know that this is a huge problem. And the cancel culture and the civil death that you all are trying to put me through is very unlawful. It's not anything either way or deserving. The consequences are tremendous for you and for me. And this is a huge problem. My intelligence in a way that I can grow and overcome the school to prison pipeline, especially in a city or a state that I was born. I was born in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Okay, my parents did not, I didn't come from someone that is tearing up Kenosha, making Kenosha worse. I come from people that's making Kenosha better. Okay, paying taxes, owning homes. My dad went through a stroke. And you know what? Brookside Care Center were dishonest. They tried to trick me, even called the police on me and had me arrested, being dishonest, to steal my dad's house from him, to exchange his house to get on state aid. They literally, the city of Wisconsin tried to steal my dad's house. I had to sell it to Journey Church or a person that represented from Journey Church to prevent you all from taking my house because you put a $26,000 debt on me and my dad. My dad did not owe any money to anybody. He paid all his stuff. And for you all to do that is inappropriate. His insurance said that they were no longer covering him to be at Brookside, that they can cover outside therapy. They were not paying $300 a day for a room. He was not sick like that. He can be out of there. Brookside begged and pleaded with me to keep my dad there, and they said that they can guarantee that they will have his insurance to pay. And I told him my dad was not getting on state aid, public aid. He didn't even qualify for it. And they had me trying to submit documentations, unlawfully seeking into my dad's bank account, unlawfully seeking into my dad's assets, just really being nosy and prying and doing unlawful things. My dad had his house paid off. All my dad's property was paid off. And they used that and took advantage and were abusive toward me through the process. It was a very awful experience. And I have been trying to fight that for all of these years, over almost 10 years. And I keep getting ignored. All these things where you all are pushing me through, how my dad was killed through the hospitals and all this with these different diagnoses. They say that mental health diagnosis, they won't even care for anybody if they have a mental diagnosis, especially something like Alzheimer's. They write them off. And they just let him die. When I took my dad to the emergency room, they said, your dad has Alzheimer's. Stop bringing him here. That's just his mind playing tricks on him. We're not going to treat him for anything medically. They were literally abusing my father, sending him through surgeries for a feeding tube just because he didn't want to eat. He didn't eat for like 2 days. But did they offer him what he did eat? These are very huge problems. And you all are trying to do it to me. You all have taken my children from me unlawfully through a Chapter 51 that stemmed from a previous competency hearing, just as much as well as this one. And the public defender that was on my case told me that the criminal case was connected to that Chapter 51. It was all unlawful. I was hunted for the days after court. Police, social workers, all this showing up until you guys came to me at Gateway Cafe and were dishonest and said I was unresponsive. When I went to Rogers Behavioral Health Clinic, I didn't even know, or hospital, whatever it is, in Milwaukee County, I didn't even know that I was supposed to go to a court appearance the next day. No one told me. But they did tell my daughter's dad, but nobody else, not my father's dad, not me. So I did not get to defend myself. And then also it was recommended that I waive all my rights so that I would not go to court. And I was told that if I did not do it, that the corporation counsel will force me into Rogers Memorial Health Hospital indefinitely, that there was no guarantee that I would ever get out. That is what Benjamin Schwartz told me. And he forced me to sign over my rights. And so they never, the Department of Children and Family Services never told me about any court dates. They went through court constantly without me and stole my children from me and then put a warrant out for me. After all of the case was over, they went to trial and everything. If you believe that that is not a serious problem, then you are a serious problem. And I'm not trying to disrespect you or anything. I'm talking to you just real. And I'm telling you that this has been a very huge problem. And your job in Kenosha is to look into things like that to prevent from Kenosha being sued and being broadcast out here in an inappropriate way. You are supposed to really look at the real truth. And I'm telling you, this has been a constant thing. Even with the sale of my dad's house, they literally robbed me out of my house, told me one thing, did another. Before I even sold the house, they took out the flooring, the bathroom, all the plumbing, everything. I was forced to sell. I wasn't even going to sell. I was going to try to work through my problems with the attorney. But I was going to get nothing. My whole dad's house, he paid that off. How often do you see people paying off their whole house? And my dad was just going through a little problem, and these people made it worse. And for you all to just allow these things to happen. And now I'm out here and I don't have my house. My car has been stolen from Kenosha police, my convertible. I mean, the list goes on and on, where a police officer literally helped me push my car into a towaway zone. And I tried to tell them, okay, well, I can just put it right over here. And they said, no, it's fine. And then they towed my car and stole my convertible. So if you believe that there is not corruption, you believe just because these people are specific, that is wrong. One thing I'm going to tell you, in this competency evaluation, that evaluator said that I told him that I had one deceased brother and one alive brother. I never said that. That alone is telling you that it is discrimination, that it is, it's just, it can cause unlawful things to happen. I only had one brother, and my brother was murdered on January 7th, 1998 in Racine, Wisconsin. Okay, so for him to put those sort of things, he was tremendously dishonest in his reports. And they also called my mother and try and badgered and forced my mother, and even admitted it in an evaluation. I'm sure you can look at that. Thomas' speech even said that my mother did not want to report it. But you all know that if people are refusing to participate with court, they can be charged or, a warrant out or something like that. My mother doesn't have a criminal background. And they keep using those statements over and over, talking about, oh, just because I didn't want to eat someone else's cooking. Like, what the fuck? Like, why do I have to be what everybody else wants me to be? I'm not a Christian. I'm not in any religion. I'm my own self, and I don't have to be. And just because they don't find that that's the standards or whatever, they're hating on me, they cannot do this to me. It is illegal. They're not doing it right. They're not doing it fair. It's inappropriate. And I have to get more time so that I can try to figure out, and all these mental health evaluations trying to force me. I'm not on public aid. I'm fighting right now about this food stamps and medical and all this stuff. I'm not on public. I want to take care of myself, and I can. I cannot be you all's mental ill patient. I just won't do it. I cannot. It's too expensive. I have to take care of my son. I have the court orders for that. I have too much stuff that I have to. I cannot go and sit in jail and wonder if I'm going to make it out or not. It's terrible. They're steady trying to put me on unlawful medications. A lot of laws are being broken here. They're begging a judge to put me on medication. I do not even take any medicine at all. How is me taking psychological medication going to help anything? And then he said that I knew the law. Like, so now you cannot be diagnosed just by someone talking to you for 1 hour. And they cut me off as I'm talking. They what I'm saying? Like, they stop me from talking. And then try to arrest me and charge me and diagnose me. That is abuse. That is them fighting me, literally. And I don't want to be conditioned from others' words, so I'm going to correct that. They interrupt what I'm saying when I'm speaking. And they only want me to answer very short questions. And when I answer it intelligently, as you know, because I've been reading the law, this takes a lot of, I got some documents that PDFs are just 100 pages that I have to read about one issue. So you have your information because you had to do a lot of reading and writing and all that stuff. And so you should understand that you might have a lengthy question. Or if you want to be more answer, you might want to be more concise. That's fine. But all your words are detailed into, that strategy of whatever you choose, however you choose to answer. These people are saying that I'm mentally ill because they don't understand me. Because I say something about, a fire alarm or, they told me I was inhumane because of my menstrual cycle. They literally try to put me in a diaper at Mendota Mental Health Institute and keep me in a room and not give me any clean clothes. I will not accept it. I cannot. And I have to call you and I have to inform you. And I need to know what is the process to make sure that it is documented, that you have been well made aware, and that this stuff, I'm sure, is going to come toward your office because it has before, and it might come again. I don't know how to get through. I've been trying to write to the judge, and I'm not saying anything horrible, but he allowed it before. I'm so happy that he did not prescribe me the medication because that would have been even more illegal. But he did sentence me to jail. He told me that if I don't find, the proper evaluation, whether he's going to have to use the one that he has on file. He cannot use the one he has on file because it is inaccurate. That information in there is unlawful. They cannot sit up here and diagnose someone with a mental illness from or what may be in the reports, from false reports. And from, all this different stuff. It's illegal. And I have to show you, I'm fighting out here. I'm literally fighting for my life day and night, recording everything that I think about, everything that I talk about. I'm putting it out there. I'm writing it down. This has gone way too far and it's getting worse. I was harassed by different businesses and all that stuff. Officers stalking me, all of that. I have it all recorded. You know better. Something has to be done about this. You know, I cannot just sit here and let you all take my life from me. I've called Department of Health Services. I've called Department of Children and Families, Department of Justice. So many, oh man, Department of Correction. A lot of people are aware of this. Office regulations. I've got so many calls in with the state of Wisconsin and the United States of America. I'm planning to call embassies in other countries. I am not allowing this anymore. You all are trying to get too damn greedy and take my life from me and take everything from me that you did not work for. You may not continue to do this. I would not put you through this if it were not true. This is true, what I'm saying. And you cannot just believe them. So I'm going to tell you something. Would you like if someone gave you a false diagnosis about you and you knew that it wasn't real? Or do you just accept anything that a doctor or like a medical professional says about you? How does everybody in the whole world have the same blood pressure? They all eat different, all different shapes and sizes. That's only for a specific religious group. Most hospitals are Catholic organizations. Okay, they believe in a specific area. I was told to stop breastfeeding my son when he was only 2 years old. And you know what I find out? That those same people who said that nurse their children way when they're like 12 years old or something like that. They sit there and they violate me. Constantly, Kenosha has been wrong. The way that I was treated during my labor, them forcing me through childbirth, breaking my water, inducing my labor, not even giving me proper vitamins, stealing my placenta, stealing my umbilical cord instead of telling me what I know now that I could have kept that stuff. My children should have kept that nourishment. You do not force and force someone's baby out of them. Kenosha, Wisconsin has been wrong. And you all are treating me like I'm trash or some just like a junkyard where you all come and pick up for scraps and do whatever you want and treat me. No, I'm not on public aid. I'm not in religious. This stuff stops now and something else has to start. I have served my time in jail and you all are committing double jeopardy and constantly doing the same things over and over again. This is a big, huge lawsuit that I have. And I have been trying to talk to you all. I have been trying to work with you all. Even when I asked you previously, about sending me my information, you did send me information about, that chapter 51. I don't know if it's exactly everything, but I asked for more information and do it my father. And you never emailed me back, never said anything else to me ever again after that. And I try to let you know. And I don't know why the conversation just stopped there. You all know what you're doing. And it's inappropriate for you to say that your life is better than mine. I appreciate you hearing what I'm saying, but how is your life just because what? I can handle this stuff. I look into all kinds of things, the stars, my health, everything. I take care of myself. I'm very intelligent. I'm a healer. And I know that I can heal. One thing I want to bring to your attention, just even something called grace, something called mercy. And, not the religious form, but just anyway. You all are violating that. You also are violating my right that is in a government website that I have a right to regenerate, that I can grow and I can heal. You all are very serious in your approach. And you keep saying I'm stupid. And you keep saying I'm mentally ill. I have been talking to you for 35 minutes and you have said things to me. At what point do you find that I can't even say whether or not something is true in a police report or whether I'm guilty or not guilty? Come on, man. This is some serious stuff. This is awful, and I'm not going to accept you allowing it to happen. I have been calling everywhere. Rebecca, the clerk of court, she is totally awful. She's telling me that's her courthouse. I have money that's supposed to come back to me. She tried to have me to sign fraudulent paperwork. I have it recorded. Saying that's the only way I'm going to get my bond money back if I sign a paper that said that I knew about my bond money from Kenosha newspaper. What relationship did you all have going on? No, I'm not. I'm not going to sign something and send an affidavit of something that didn't even happen. They're abusive toward me. They tell me, it don't matter. I'm the one in charge around here. So, basically there's nobody else to complain about. They are so abusive and mean to me. They're awful. With my house, I had to evict someone. You know what? They wouldn't even let me reschedule the damage hearing for a white woman that I let rent my house. They didn't even put the white man on there. I'm telling you, I've been through a lot of stuff. And you all, and it's a harmful thing. And it's been time after time where I was just walking through it. But now when you all are steady trying to take my life from me, you're trying to give me all kind of social deaths and people are, looking at me. I'm out here. I don't have a house. That does not mean that I am mentally ill. This is just somewhere I choose not to go and beg to be on somebody else's, get someone feed me. I can be a strong woman, a strong black woman. And I can heal my body. I can take care of myself without anybody questioning that. Libraries have called the police on me and been dishonest just for me coming there trying to learn. Chapter citizen arrested me and said that Kenosha police told them to citizen arrest me, where you all had this man come there, Ryan Huntington. The police assigned him and said he was my social worker, and that since when the police give out a social worker? They told me that if Ryan Huntington said that I had something to report, then Ryan Huntington would make that determination that if I called them, they would arrest me. This was in 2021 toward 2022. So this is a serious problem. And when I called back, you know what? The same Kenosha Police Department told me that they don't know about who Ryan Huntington is and that Ryan Huntington does not exist. But they used him to make false reports into Chapter 51 me. You can look in your paperwork. I have the recordings. Why are you all doing this? Like, no one gets to talk and no one knows. Like, I didn't know who all I can call. I was just, okay, fine. Like the mayor's office. Rhonda over there, she hangs up the phone on me. The city administrator told me that he will arrest me from causing congregations or speaking my own language. Like, no, you cannot do that. He said that he wouldn't do it to someone that spoke a foreign language. Well, you cannot control me if I say something like damn or shit. Come on now. You don't have to be in my face. Steady trying to falsely accuse me of something to get me in jail so you can take over my body. If something happened to me in jail, the Department of Health Services will do whatever they want with my body and consider even if they wanted to release my body. But I'm living. I am not dying. And I have to file this before June 30th when I go back to court. I have to bring it to the attention of the public. This is now have to be at the attention of the public. It's too much. Sunset Ridge Memorial Cemetery called the police on me. I was barely even there, like 10 minutes. I never gave them a problem or anything. They are doing everything they can to falsely arrest me. They want me in jail bad. They hate my Facebook page. They hate what I talk about. Go right on there. Jasmine Renee Davis. I'm doing nothing but beautiful things, talking. If I say whatever language I speak on my social media, I can. If you pop in a rap CD or album or something, they're going to vocalize. Are you going to allow someone to say they're mentally ill? No, you cannot take that away. Just like when you say you're trying to get your train of thought, you have a right to develop. You have a lot of stuff that you're focused on. And never let anybody judge you. And their opinion does not matter. You have your own life. You don't have to remember everything. These people are using mental health and psychology to kill and abuse. I won't accept it. This is just totally unfair. I know better. Just like they say, okay, well, if you have a history of something, that's violating HIPAA. It's violating my privacy. They're using a law system to see into my medical records and do all this stuff about me. I don't care who's looking for it. I'm not going to have them to keep throwing me in jail like this. Because I went through too much mess before and I got out of jail. And plus, I want my son back too. And I want my life. I am not some person that has to be in a cage. The jails are awful with their tuberculosis shots, and they don't even read their shots. I was hungry so many days because I don't eat meat. They did not care until one nurse came through there. And he was kind enough to change that on that Sunday for plant-based food for me. But if it was not for him, I would have been starving, hungry. The faucets in jail, the water was not coming out. They kept putting me in a hole, saying that I could not cohabitate with others, making false reports about me. I wasn't even doing what they were saying. The first day I went to jail on April 4th, 2025, the jail discriminated against me because I was divorced. That's like Catholics. That's really a hard thing. Divorce, people may as well just forget it. You're not going to keep doing that to me. I do what I want to do. I did not get married in a church. And I'm not going to let you all mistreat me. I am not married. And I'm done with that marriage. I am divorced. I divorced that person and I'm single now. And they punished me and kept me in holding, locked me away. And then later on, forced a tuberculosis shot on me, and then still put me in O block in the what they call segregation. And then I said, why? They said because the jail was too full. No tablets are available to people. So and that means no radio, no phone or anything that are in those cages. So they purposely are taking away my right to a radio, the law library, phone access on my own, headphones, music, reading materials like books online, all that. They are trying to drown me. That man wrote me up. The same man, he said that the jail was packed. He gave me a write-up. Someone else sent it, and he said that he didn't put any explanation. He said that I cannot cohabitate with others. And I had to go into a cage. Why? That's punishing a pretrial detainee is illegal. And this is why they're using this incompetent thing, because it's free jail time. It takes away my rights. I don't have to take it to trial, and they're not found out, and they continue to do the same thing over and over. There are unlawful practices out there with police, dispatchers, district attorneys, public defenders, and you know what? The judge is immune. So who gives a fuck, right? No, it's not fair. But then for these people to be being dishonest to you, Xavier Solis, Gerard T. DeVillo, and to everybody in the public, including the mayor of Kenosha, city administrator, whoever else is involved, the chief of police, whoever, the sheriff's department, that's hating on you. And although you say, oh, it's just Jasmine Renee Davis, nobody cares about her, she's out here, nobody will miss her, all that different stuff. But you guys have to live with that every day in your own life. Allowing someone to insult your intelligence while that person is trying to be king with their psychological abuse to you all too. And I've had enough of this shit because it's been the school to prison pipeline. Kenosha Unified School District is refusing to send me my transcripts. I have recordings. He said 3 weeks ago, I worked there for a little bit of time in food service. He has refused to even send me my documents for my children. He called the police on me. The same man that put me in special education from Hillcrest for me just getting in a fight at bullying, and for my whole high school, he made me be in special education. And that same man has blocked my phone calls from calling Kenosha Unified School District, told Human Resources not to not to let me call them about my information. Bradford, all these people. So I'm trying to sign up for law school, right? And one of the requirements that I seen was that I have to have my transcripts. They're not going to release them to me. I've been asking them since 2024. This is a serious problem. You guys going to have to pay for this. And I do not have to die so that you all don't have to pay for it. All that I put in, all this information that you all have for me, you can pay me for that. This is serious. And I'm now going to have to fight with the law school, whoever, because they may not file discrimination against me. I have to do what I have to do to prove this. You know, this is a serious problem, please. And I know you probably can say something. I'm not trying to, harm you or anything like that. But I cannot, and I'm holding myself together through all of this. I have not even had a boyfriend, been sexually active for years. Not that that is your problem. I'm not on drugs. I'm not giving you all a hard time. I'm behaving myself. I'm just trying to be pure and beautiful so I can grow up. I want to get some sun. I want my summer. I want to know, I'm learning about the sun, the beautiful things. I'm trying to be a healer and heal myself, and I can. But you all are saying that I can never heal ever. And that's why they say I'm schizophrenic. Who cares? I don't care about those names. I care about the truth, about who I am. I can't allow it. My children, my daughter hates me. You know what I'm saying? She won't even talk. Who wants to be associated with a mother like that who's in jail? She said, why do I have to listen to you, somebody that's in jail? You're mentally ill. You can't even take care of your own children. I've had my children in 5,000 square foot homes, all kinds of stuff. My father owned his damn home. You all decided to change that route for me. And I allowed it, and I did not know better. Okay? And I'm not doing it anymore. You guys are not going to keep doing this to me. I've cared about Kenosha. I was born in Kenosha. But I don't give a fuck. I don't have to care. When I say stuff like that, that's not saying it to you. That's saying, I don't. That is my description. That is me letting you know how serious this is and exactly how violent or exactly where I'm coming from, depending on how I say it. I don't care. And I don't give a fuck. I don't have to. I don't have to be a cheap thrill. I don't have to let you guys continue to abuse me. I don't care. That's what I'm saying. You all are, I don't care. I cannot keep considering how your feelings are, how you would feel if you lose your job or whatever. Meanwhile, you all are working and try to take my life from me. It's inappropriate. Why? I'm constantly recording on my social media. I'm proving this stuff. And you guys are ignoring me. Still letting these people call me dumb and mentally ill. Come on. The court hearings aren't even 48 minutes. 5-10 minutes. Come on, you aren't getting enough information. You're doing more in the false advertising on your paperwork than you do to even talk to me. I'm calling different agencies. I've sent emails to the FBI. I've sent Attorney General. I'm all over the place with this. I cannot allow it anymore. I've contacted Kenosha News. I'm planning on contacting New York Times. I'm not playing. I can't. You guys got to get your shit together. This is ridiculous. You cannot keep making your money off through the criminal justice system like this, abusing people and taking people's lives and all of their properties, and funneling around and their cars and getting everybody's house and cars like it's yours. I never knew about religion before, church or anything like that, but I know now, and I do not have to be in it. I have a right to my own freedom, my own liberties, all that stuff. And I don't even have to subscribe to that. You all took an oath to office. That's on you. That's your job, not mine. Mine is just to be who I have to be for myself. But that does not mean that I'm out here doing the things that you say. So you all say, okay, not only did she call, and I kept having to call, they kept on mess. I need to file a complaint. I don't have a car to drive to come there. I don't have internet access. I have to make it over the phone and prove and try to see if you can email me something or what I can do. They were dishonest. I didn't call someone a bastard, but they use things like bastard, asshole, and motherfucker to justify that obscenity and threat charge and harassment. But it's not true. I have the videos. Obscenity is based among sexual things, and it's not excused or forgiven. And it says that you all can put me on a sex offenders list about it too. What the heck? Kenosha Public Library participated with this teenage boy in June of 2024. I have the video. He kept coming up to me when I was outside. I was awake. He's talking about, I'm asleep. Why was I asleep outside? Just constantly talking to me. And then they called the police on me. I have the video. I uploaded it to YouTube. It's ridiculous. I have it on my Facebook page. If you watch it, you'll be like, wow, Kenosha has some really messed up tricks that they do to try to really abuse people. Why are you all still trying to funnel me through, the intoxication and the contamination of your systems? It's not right. Judge Jodiel Meyer, please, she wasn't even trying to hear me in court. She's letting, the Division of Children and Family ran the time out on the clock, so I couldn't even see my son. I kept emailing them, and I attached, at the time, Michael Gravely, and then Xavier Solis, and all these different people, all these regulation places. FBI, Department of Health Services, all of these regulations, Attorney General, Department of Corrections, Department of Justice, they kept ignoring my emails for over 6 months. When I'm saying, I want to see my son, I want to talk to you, what do I have to do to make these appointments? And then you know what? They said that I didn't make any efforts to see my son. So they're going to request to suspend the visits and get a psychological evaluation for me and all that. They're trying to do very severe harm to me. It's incredible. And I can email you as much information. All these, I have the Supreme Court, Wisconsin Office of Regulation grievance form here. I have all kinds of things where the Office of Professional Responsibility, I've even the Judicial Counsel, I have so many different complaints out here. Why would I want to get myself in that much trouble to have these many people saying that I'm dishonest? Does that even bring anything to your attention? Hello?
I'm listening to you.
I appreciate it because someone should at this point. I am a woman that's growing. I've dealt with the school to prison pipeline. And, I tried to get married just to be good. I've tried to make my dad proud. I embarrassed my dad. I'm out here, but I'm doing good now. I never felt so pretty, probably maybe when I was a girl, my dad, mom were taking care of me. But I have all of my ability. I sing, I dance, I eat right. I'm living. I don't wish any harm on anybody. I'm reading the law. I'm trying to get into law school. Whatever you all want to see from me, I'm trying. Okay, I'll go to school. Fuck it. I literally find that, okay, I want to learn on my own, and not to say these people own me. I just want to know enough to take care of myself. But now I have to go into law school. I have to take care of myself. And I'm just asking, do you see what I'm saying to you and how serious this actually is? I can keep talking because it's a serious thing. I care about just at all. At one time I said I wanted to be the mayor of Kenosha, but that's something that I'm just not interested in anymore. And I was out there politically. I was in the newspaper before, dismantling racism more than one time, 3 times probably. Front page of the Kenosha, the local section. But I mean, that's not saying anything about how, like, I've had to overcome many things. I've been in jail for shoplifting before. I've fought before, whatever. But I know that I can heal. I know that I can improve. But for these people to be constantly hiding and going through these crimes, like doing these crimes, like, it's too many. It's a lot of skeletons in you all's closet. And you cannot keep taking people's stuff from them, like remix and like taking the bodies from one place, putting in another, you know, constantly over and over again, and saying like, oh, this person is mentally ill. Everybody, this person did it to their self. You know, don't believe them. You know, like, no, this is now I'm recording. And so people are like, we're not going to talk to you because you're recording. No, I shouldn't have to do all this recording. I should be able to talk to you all because, first of all, I got to try to figure out how to keep my phone charged all the time, too, you know. But that's just me being me. I'm an inventor. You know, I want to come up with different stuff. I literally want to live my life. I have a lot of talents. You know, I like architecture. I like all kinds of stuff. I just want to mind my own business. But now I have to be forced to mental illness. I have more to give than that. And it has to be proven. Why? Because I never had a big graduation party. I've never, you know, I tested out of high school. And then you all won't even give me my transcript so I can get into law school. You won't even, so I can say I do not belong to Kenosha Unified School District. I don't want your retirement plan. I don't want anything from you. And they're not sending me my information. They blocked my phone number from even calling there. But he's like, he wants to talk. I said, well, put it on letterhead then. William Havecock, why won't you? He's like, he doesn't have a plan. Okay, if it's lawful that you're doing this at the capacity of your actual job and not you being called out, and you are now finding out that you all misappropriate $1 billion and then millions of dollars and try to force it on the city of Kenosha's residents' household on their taxes because you all messed up money, and you called the police and told the police that I was shouting during your session. However, there's no shouting at all. I have recorded it. I was talking quietly, but you cannot hear it. If you go to the Kenosha Unified School District website or their Facebook page or whatever, I was not doing that. And the police officer told me that he was proud of me for standing up for myself. Those people wouldn't even let me take, and I called the day before to even told them that I was coming there to handle my business, and I requested information about the referendum. So this man is preventing me from talking to the appropriate places and doing the things that I'm supposed to do. They abuse me, call social services on me. My son was vomiting like throughout the course of the day, and that was just incredible. So I get there, I drive there, and they kick my son, even though he was actively vomiting and just really having a time. I mean, you know, people go through stuff or whatever. They kicked him out of the nurse's office. And some white child that was not vomiting, they say he have a potential for headaches. They said that he gets to go in there and that his mother was on her way. But he just walks standing in there. And my son was literally vomiting. So then we sat out there in the principal, like in the office right near the principal's office. And my son was like vomiting. They tell my son at Nash Elementary to hold his vomit in until they found a garbage can. They had garbage cans right by their desk, but I suppose those garbage cans were not good enough for my son. I said, no, vomit right here on the floor. Let that stuff out. You know, like, why you're vomiting and they're telling you and you're just learning how to vomit like that? I had to teach my son how to vomit because he didn't even know, like in 2018 or 2018, he didn't know how to ever vomit. And I had to kind of show him, and I showed him through a video to show him like how people vomit and release that stuff because he didn't know how. That type of thing for a child, you never vomit. I care about my children. I don't have to teach them the way everyone else does, but I can travel. I don't have to put my children in public school. I don't have to accept any of this. I do not want to be in your all slavery. You're not treating me right. You're abusing me and making me dumb and mentally ill. These doctors' offices, they're not even like the school districts. They're not complying with even the court orders. They won't even, and then they get to take my son. They're trying to steal me and they're trying to steal my son. They've already convinced my daughter. I don't have a relationship with my daughter, and I'm not even interested in it because of her point of view toward me now. Let her be herself. This is ridiculous. And you guys gonna, like, it's just more than just the money out of it. I want my life. I want to grow up. People say me as a black woman, at 38, I'm so old. Please, I have had people to be over 100 years old. I know that. You guys cannot take my life from me and make me sick and put me on medication that will make me be sick until it's diluted and washes away, and then you all do whatever you want. You cannot have me like this. Think of an intelligent way. Talk to me when you retire. Like, understand. I want to play tennis. I want to play sports. Like, I'm interested in basketball, like doing my own thing, golf. I'm nothing like they're saying I am. And I do not know why they're doing this. They're basing it off of all these false reports, and it's starting to build up too high. It's just ridiculous. The public defender's office is just terrible. So, like I said, I mean, these are it's so much information that I'm saying to you that you have to look into. This is your job, your responsibility, and it also can grow you in your situation. Like, you have to understand the prejudice that is happening, the discrimination too, how intrusive it is, the bias, and just the overall, like, I don't even know what to call it, but you have to see more than just you all's population. That's just like these people, the police officer telling me that someone called the police on them. He said a woman with short hair was screaming in the park. He came screaming at people in the park, Simmons Park. He came up to me. I said, I wasn't even talking to anybody like this. I was on my phone. He said, well, you have short hair. I said, you don't say I have short hair. He said, I know people with much longer hair than you. I'm like, well, but why did you automatically come to me and blame me? If I don't have a 2-parent household, if I've been divorced and did all that, it's not up to you all to, like, only see your way. Like, if you went to, I don't know, a Ivy League school, University of Wisconsin or something like that, and, I went to the school of the hard knocks, and I can still have a conversation with you on the same subject. You might be watching a basketball game. Okay, there's a basketball game. I'm sitting there right with you watching it. You might be looking at the coach's actions. I might be looking at the referee's actions or the players. Like, there's all different ways to watch a game. You might be looking for agility. I might be looking at precision. But I'm still watching the game, but your focus is something totally different. That does not mean that I cannot sit there and be my own individual person. But the thing is, it's still like a basketball game. It's still about me. I do not have to be incompetent, or maybe that wasn't a great example, but I just want to tell you, like, even if I'm still looking at the same thing, like if the subject is all about free throws, like, why do I have to focus on just free throws? I want to make some 3-pointers and even some layups. You're not going to keep me at the damn free throw line constantly, like, and I mean that, because why should I have to constantly make free throws? For one, it shows that I'm injured. So and then it's free points. So then when I look back at it, then it's like my team really lost because those were free points that I did not have to get, that I really, was forced to kind of like sit up there to see if I was healthy enough to do it. But I'm showing me night and day on my Facebook page. I'm calling you all, talking to you. I have some illiteracy because I don't know everything, but I can learn. Just because I did not get a fancy degree, and all these different things does not mean that you guys going to keep making me mentally ill. Mentally ill is not right. You know what? You all sit there, and these places, they get paid like $1,400 a day to get people. So they might be a little bit dishonest about their reports to keep getting that. They don't get it if nobody is being mentally ill. These state hospitals, the jails, all the money, you're going to get your money, like you said, from other things too, right? There's always going to be some problems that you're going to have. Somebody's going to come in here and they're going to want to make a problem here, and you're going to assist in that building, whatever it is. But me, because I don't have the money, and because my dad made sure that if I want to live life like a retired person, I'm not saying retired, but I could have. I've never had to work a job a day in my life. Everything was paid off. All his cars, everything. You know what? I was forced to sell everything because the city of Wisconsin told me I had to get rid of his cars. I had to do all this. My dad is literally fighting for his life, and you guys all know that. He's been in the community all this time in the city of Kenosha, and you guys cannot allow me to fill out paperwork to say I need extension. You're just going to take his cars and his house from him. So I had to do whatever I could just to get a little something. And then I was played about a house that I was supposed to buy from a well-known attorney in Kenosha. So that all that money just went, and then I had to go renting, and that was a mess. Kenosha firefighter was the manager. Not that I don't know if it had anything to do with his job, but the house was falling apart. Look at the inspections. I went to Children and Family, Women and Children Horizons. They lied and called me mentally ill just so I can get on a rapid rehousing program. They came, took all of my furniture, all of my son's equipment, instruments, my glasses. I mean, everything that I brought into the house. They took it all. They stole it. Women and Children Horizons did, along with the city of Kenosha. It was awful. And that was during the pandemic. They took all of my photo albums, all of my pictures, family heirlooms. They have it all. Those landlords, all of them. They were lying. And then they went and didn't even bring proof while I was in jail for court. I didn't even get to show up. They got these fake evictions. My record is a mess, and I'm trying hard to fix it. But I cannot do this in jail like this. There's no way that I can make the calls. No one respects that. I can't. I have too much I have to do. And you guys cannot get mad for a fight. You know that. You go up against people all the time. You don't let it lose your confidence. Like, seriously. It's self-esteem, too. You know that they hired you to talk through the problems, and sometimes it's an argument, of course. Everything is. But it's a fight sometimes. And you use your words, and you use the law in accuracy, and you figure your stuff through. But I want to fight, too. I want to fight for my stuff. I shouldn't have to do any of this. Like I said, all I had to do, I could travel the world, have my dad. They killed my dad. I can prove that. You know, I had everything. Who sit up there and tell somebody to answer 3 questions, and if you get any of it wrong, they diagnose you with Alzheimer's? Three words, I mean. Like something like chair, desk, computer. And then they say, but before you answer that, I'm going to tell you about all these great things to reminisce on about your life and all this. So, or it's probably something random, like not even something as easy as chair, desk, computer. But they say like just random words. And they said my dad missed one of the words and diagnosed him with Alzheimer's. The same doctor who sit there, Jonna Guybe, Aurora Hospital. The nurse, he bust my water bag with his hands, forced me into preterm labor, induced my labor, all this stuff. Didn't even tell me I was 19. Come on now. Terrible. The nurse told him that I was losing large amounts of blood. I also had like an abscess, like swollen from my tooth or whatever, because they told me they could not help me when I was pregnant. He did not treat me in the hospital. I had to have some surgery. Why would they give me surgery in Racine for a tooth? The competency evaluator said that I told him that I did not have any surgeries, and I told him that I did have surgeries, but he said, oh, that doesn't matter. I literally had surgery in Kenosha with anesthesia and Racine. For who does that? Who gives someone surgery for their tooth instead of treating it? John Agaibi, the nurse told him that I was losing large amount of blood. He didn't give me any vitamins after. He did not replenish my blood. He sent me right out of the hospital, 19. I was like 169 pounds. I went to him like a week or two later, and I said, I feel very weak. Like, I just had a baby and surgery. And I did not get any vitamins. I was only 19 years of age, a teenager, adolescent with a new baby. And I tried to nurse her too. And that didn't work out. And he told me he wanted to put me on mental health drugs and told me to go to St. Luke's Hospital, mental health hospital. He knew that I was malnourished. And that postpartum depression stuff is a huge scam. They're not replenishing the bodies of these people that are having babies. It's inappropriate. And they don't know what it means to have lost so much of their body, and for these doctors to constantly take advantage of that and turn them into mental illness patients. It's not fun to know that these people are literally abusing my life. I can't go and donate eggs if I want to be an egg or surrogate, like a surrogate mother, or maybe some rich man's wife, or just a friend or a girlfriend, or nothing. No, I can't make friends like this or nothing. But I'm focusing on myself right now. But these people are abusive and malpractice, and they're trying to say I'm mentally ill because they don't want to hold account for the things that they are doing. That's a perfect example of what that doctor did. That was the same doctor that diagnosed my dad with Alzheimer's. He told my dad to bring all of his vitamins and his medicine. He took my dad's bag of vitamins and his medication. 2 weeks later, my dad had a stroke. Went to Brookside. I don't know what happened with my dad's stroke, but my dad was very active, a healthy man. It's bullshit. And these are things that are happening all the time with so many different people. I'm not putting my burdens out on you all, but I have to call you and tell you. I'm trying to be strong, and I am. I'm not being violent to you all or nothing. I try to just be who I am, that I know I am. When I come to your offices, I talk to you. I try to be my own self, polite. Whatever it is. I mean, I use my words. I'm tough. I'm out here. Like, shit, I'm 38. I talk shit sometimes. You know, I have fun with my life. You know what I'm saying? But also, I'm honest with all that I say. You know, like, I laugh and joke, you know, about real things, though. I'm not dishonest about anything. You know, I say I'm the best, all this different stuff. You know, I talk about other issues. I might say, oh, shit, you know, this is my song that's coming on, something like that. This is who I am. But that's not all of who I am. It just really depends. I can be bilingual. And because I don't know, but why are you all not letting me learn? I'm trying to learn your languages. Kavasi, court order to go to Kavasi. For classes, Kavasi didn't even email me, haven't called me back yet. They are avoiding me. Why? This is your job. I mean, it's all over the place, I promise. And I have the videos, though. You can call them. You can investigate it. Something has to happen. And so I just want to live my life. I want to buy nice cars and just be who I am. Like, I want to just own properties and just have my money, spend my own money. It's a lawyer for my dad, Jay Urban. He lied. He forced me to settle. He said, he told me that it was going to be over $1 million. He waited till after my dad died. My dad could have used that money. I didn't have, you know. And you know what he did? He talked bad about me, going to jail. These people harassed me the whole time till I went to jail during this lawsuit case for my dad, a personal injury case. He told me that I had to settle. I got $49,000 from $1 million. That man robbed the shit out of me. He literally robbed me. And then he's refusing to talk to me. He won't give me any information. He said he's not sending power of attorneys. And he told I had to sign a power of attorney paperwork for him, for myself. And I was supposed to get money from my dad and for me. He's not telling me where my money went. I just got a little bit of money from my dad. And I had to literally, what was not, taken out of my bag when I was staying at someone's house, whatever. I paid for my food. I bought a little car. Somebody put sugar in my tank. I had to get that repaired. I'm not abusing insurance. I'm not doing any of that stuff. But that attorney is refusing to talk to me, refusing to send me the information to the trust. He even took me off of special administrator, and he blew the case. It even says it. It says that the case was not dismissed because of the settlement. He settled without even my permission, and he told me that I couldn't even show up to court. I didn't even know what was happening. I had to keep begging him for all those years. And then he waited until I could not get any other attorney. So I said, you know what? You're being very mean to me. I want to find another attorney. And then that's when he forced a settlement on me. But he had already put the settlement in place through court. I didn't even know that. This is serious. How do you all want? You can't tell me how to feel, but how can I behave? Where's the book? I can try to learn and I don't want to pretend, but I need my life. What, I'm not supposed to be upset? Shit, you know better than that. Seriously. It comes a time in someone's life where they don't have to be pacified and misled, and everybody's planning because they believe I'm dumb and I got a criminal record. So nobody is going to believe me because of my criminal background. They're going to believe them. A decorated attorney, all these people. Who cares about me? I can't really do shit anyway. I got bad credit, everything. I said I don't even want to get in a relationship with anybody or do anything because I wouldn't want to ruin them. Because I'm not going to just settle for less. I don't want to ruin a good man's life with my poor background. So all I can do is live for myself. And I'm only 38. I'll be 39 in 7 days. And people are trying to make it seem like I'm old, like I'm just expired. I'm learning that menopause is not even like people need blood and iron. By that time, a lot of women have had babies and lost so much blood that these doctors are not putting blood back into them. You're supposed to feel your body. The body regenerate. I'm studying this stuff on my own. I know better. And these people are literally taken away from me. And I'm proving this. Do they not care about their own lives or anybody else but themselves? I put it all out there on Facebook. These doctors try to say that I could not have bowel movements, like everything. I'm showing my menstrual cycles. I can do all this stuff. It's illegal for what they're doing to me. I want to feel the sensation. I'm not on any kind of drugs. I eat clean. I feel my body. It's amazing. I feel arousals. I feel all this stuff from my own life. Why are you guys going to try to take that from me and try to let them put me on medication? Those doctors are being dishonest and they are just casting all this shit away. It's not fair. Please. And I try to learn how to talk to you all, but I want you to know who I am. I've walked those Kenosha streets and my dad drove, I was born in Kenosha, Wisconsin. And then at the time, Mayor Antarani was going to try to tell me, oh, we see that you're trying to get back into the family. What family? No, I'm trying to live my life. This is ridiculous. John Morrissey told me that I couldn't even be a pilot. They took my driver's license. If they put me on medication, no, I can never go and learn how to fly a plane or get a pilot's license. You all are being harmful to me. And I told you all this stuff before they tried to say I was incompetent. They're taking away my freedom. It's like they're trying to do some slavery stuff to me, that like a lynching or something. These bounties, hunters, and all this stuff, it's not right. I told them. And then I got kicked out of Gateway. After, like, who does that? But they're going to tell me, but can you write reports about the Indians? Why did I even get kicked out of Gateway? Financial aid was saying that I was being mean to them. I wasn't. They were trying to tell me, since what class did you pass? I tried to tell her that I had a 3.0 in certified nursing assistant. Where did you get a 3.0 anywhere? I'm like, what? I have the videos. It was terrible. But I was doing my work. I registered for classes and everything, and they still kicked me out. And it's terrible with my financial aid process. I mean, it's just, I know I'm real, and I've told you so much that you can use against me. But at this point, I'm not even scared. I'm not scared at all. I'm prepared for the challenge. But you have to face that, what's happening here and what is going to be brought up. Because you're the one that's going to have to do the work. You are one of the people that's going to have to do the work. And you guys can't sit here and try to murder me before it actually happens. See what's happened. See you in court. You know what I'm saying? Like, why not? You can't stand a little, someone to defend them own selves? You got money that you can use. You got insurances that you can claim. Like, for what? What's the big deal? Why do you all, what do you want from my body? You know what I'm saying? That you all are steady lying to me about my own body. And now that I learn, a lot of people don't know that. Women and men should know the prostate cancer shit. Come on now. These are people opinions. You never have to accept anyone's opinion. For them asking, did your family member ever have it? And then you say, my family, you check all this stuff. They don't even do the test. They just say, we can get away with it. That's opinion. Okay, I appreciate your opinion, but I don't have to do this. Try going to them places and not telling them that your family had prostate cancer. I guarantee you won't be diagnosed with prostate cancer. They are being abusive. And this is affecting my children now. All this stuff. It's going to be a reoccurring for everybody now. My children they're going to try to probably diagnose my children with schizophrenia. Why? How is it real when somebody lied about it? They never tested me. Come on. People are being lied to. People are literally having babies, young. I don't know about white women, but I know young black women. They're like shortly after they give birth, they're asking them like, do you want to tie your tubes? Do you want to give your womb? Why are you asking people to give their body parts? After they pushed out a baby, when they're like in a state of all of that, they don't even strengthen anybody enough to have natural labors. Everything is all drugged out. They are killing people every day. It's a war zone. Fucking Wendy's. Their food they have all these dyes and stuff that will alert different illnesses on people. It stops people urine. It gives alerts. All these people, these athletes or whoever drinking high C or anybody, they're looking like they're sick and they're not. These people are attacking us constantly. And I prove it. I read the information, but it's just an opinion of others, right? Well, okay, fine. But I know my own story. What about me? Shit, this is a constant problem over and over again. I don't have to do anything for anybody. I've already said I wanted to go to law school, but I need to get my stuff together, and I'm going to do what I have to do. But why are you all taking from me and stopping me and charging me with obscenity and schizophrenia and all these things? You on chapter 51, me and a police officer tells a nurse to diagnose me with schizophrenia. And then the doctor at Rogers Behavioral Health said she wasn't even going to diagnose me with anything because you cannot diagnose normal. And I said, but they're going to try to medicate me through this case. I need you to speak up for me and try to, so that they won't give me any. And so she prescribed me some medication that would dry out my body, an antihistamine that would literally dry up my blood. Come on, man. So, I mean, usually they do this, like you said, perhaps they're a little bit more meticulous and they're, held accountable, but they know what it is now. They know what it takes. Like a police officer in Kenosha said, they don't let citizens write the complaints anymore because the police officer knows what sticks. They know what the district attorney's office needs to hear. She told me that. I've watched police officers abuse me and try to convince people that I was something that I wasn't. Police officer pulled my hair after I was already in the car under arrest and everything. She was trying to tase me, and I'm like, please listen to me. And that was the case that I had to go for. They called my competency on. They don't even know why. I'm not even in church. But I was just trying to figure it out. That was not my thing. But I did not know any better. But that's why I was trying to talk to. I want out of all this shit. I do not want to be I don't want to be a member. I don't want to be anybody's body. None of that shit. It's all fake to me because I don't necessarily want to say it's fake. But what I'm saying is, too many people are just using it for the wrong things. And that's not why I'm not a Christian. But I do not appreciate it. And there's some good people out here. And these people are telling them wrong about me. And so they have no choice but to whether to believe if I'm whoever. And so they're staying away from me. They have no choice but to call the police on me because they've heard such awful things about me. Or they just don't know me. So it's my opportunity to prove myself, not for just everybody else, but for me. I don't want my story to be this. If it was true, that's different. It's not. I've been talking to you for 1 hour and 27 minutes. Longer than I talked to any of those evaluators. Oh, I've been able to talk to you and try to articulate everything that I possibly can. The day of the competency evaluation that I just had, a store in Racine randomly called the police on me when I went in there to buy juice, potato chips, and toilet paper. I looked at the ingredients on some hot sauce. He then told me, I'm not selling anything to you. Get out of my store. I'm calling the police. I recorded. I said, what happened? That hurt my feelings so bad because I needed the toilet paper. I was hungry and thirsty. And it's nowhere around here that I can really cook food all the time. I was so hungry. So I got some plain potato chips. The same day he did this, the same day of the competency evaluation. How random was that? Then I called the police in Racine to make a report about it because it happened in Racine at Dean's Mini Mart on Douglas Avenue in Superior or something like that. The police officer called me, and then he didn't even want to take the word. He just got on some mess. And then Deborah Collins from Behavioral Consultants then called and upset me too. The same day. It was her place that did this. And she told me that she would not tell the competency evaluator that I had talked to her or that I filed complaints with them. And she did. And it's in the competency report. They are constantly stealing money and getting these contracts. She said that she didn't no longer even have the contract for jail-based program or outpatient. They don't even want me to do outpatient. They said I'm not even capable. I didn't even want to learn, participate. They falsify even those records. Why did she tell this man that? And she called, so tears were coming down my eyes. I was hungry for one thing. And I did not know. I know how dangerous they could be. And then she called on some mess, rushing me through a phone call, asking me am I recording and all kinds of stuff. Like they literally upset me and did all this stuff before the evaluation. Come on, man. This is serious. It's an awful problem, and you all, this is illegal, and you guys, you have to know that these are punishable offenses severely. They're misusing medications and everything. I plan to call not pharmacies, but to different places for medications and all this stuff, because it's not right the way that they are misusing drugs. The conspiracy is incredible. I have all this information out on my Facebook page, or you're going to see me saying some stuff or maybe raising my voice, but I can do that. And, whatever, I can. But you're going to see the truth. It does not matter.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, please say something, please. I'm just saying, it does not matter,
Well, you as you say, you've been speaking for a while, and I have been listening very carefully. There's a lot of information that you've provided, a lot of things that you've talked about that are outside of anything that involves Kenosha County or this office. Mm-hmm. What I can tell you is, should the matter come before, if there is a finding by the criminal courts of incompetency that winds up coming over to this office, I give you my word that it will be reviewed appropriately, and we will not just accept at face value whatever we're told. But most of the other things that you've discussed with me aren't items that I have anything to do with. But but they are. I've listened very carefully, and I certainly hear what you're saying, and I understand many of the concerns and many of the challenges that have been presented to you by various entities in Kenosha and Racine.
Is it that it's not a concern of Kenosha County because you all have already written it off as a lost cause? Because I mentioned a lot of things that include Brookside Care Center, the district attorney's office, the courts, the police department, the mayor's office, and other places such as that.
And there are things that would potentially be of concern, but as I told you before, I don't have anything to do with the criminal courts. I don't have anything to do with the district attorney's office. Those are, while they are in the county, they're really state issues. I don't have anything to do with the city of Kenosha. I don't have anything to do with Kenosha Unified or Gateway.
Right.
But as to the other matters, no, I've made note, and I'll certainly take a look at what you're indicating.
And that's why I said a lot of times when stuff goes to court, I mean, why can't, if someone has a problem with me as I can file a civil case. You all don't want to probably be charged criminally, but at what point is it criminal where they're charging me criminal for, like, someone being dishonest said I used the bathroom outside, like when nowhere was open. If I had to have a bowel movement or urinate or something like that, and these people, police tell me that they're literally watching me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is a serious thing. But I understand I don't want to force something on you. But I just want to kind of tell you that even with that, I know some days you probably have a lot on you. You say, man, I need to probably go run a jog or walk or do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, to kind of just get everything through. You might be in a situation where you're engaged with another human. You might have your children. You might have money, a car to drive, a house, warm food, everything that you want. That's humane. You know what I'm saying? But that does not all describe my life. I don't count my livelihood and my humanity off of all that material stuff, even though food is important. I count it as me growing and seeing and getting in touch with my own personal self naturally. But I want to continue to be natural. But some people get to scream. They get to release different things in different areas. I'm choosing to take care of myself, to self-care. And I don't want to be attacked because of the choices that I make, just because it's not usual for something, or somebody may suspect I may be brewing up something to come and retaliate against them. And all I'm doing is minding my own business. But I plan to send over some information, and just to let you all know, even how, like I said, that chapter 51 went before, and but your office did tell me like you weren't going to put me on another chapter 51 from that competency evaluation. I appreciate that. In 2024 from a 2023 case, but I have to just get this stuff in writing to you all, because this has been efforts that have been kind of, and it's like you all are trying to run the time out on the clock, but I've been trying. I've emailed to Brookside. That woman, I think her name is Linda Bagdala. She haven't even emailed me back. And then someone comes on my Facebook page and likes one of my video with her name on it, like shortly after I emailed her. It's man, I'm telling you, it's a mess. And it causes problems because people may have a personal life and people have a professional life, but all of these missions that are seeking to do whatever, they have their consequences. And I plan to sue you all. And so whether you say you don't have anything to do with the city, but the city of Kenosha, the state of Wisconsin is just really, you have a problem. And so, that's why I was calling today about just, address those issues. And, just the education information that you have received and what you have said to me is even important. But I have to do more than just, that's all I've been doing really is phone calls, That's all I did before. And I wasn't or they try to pacify me. Oh, we're going to do better. Don't file a complaint. We'll talk to you about it. And there's no paperwork out there. That's so messed up. I cannot allow it anymore. I can't be so stupid,
Well, I can appreciate all of that. I really have to go.
Okay.
I hope that you do understand. I've spent a fair amount of time listening to you, and I assure you I have been listening. And if you send something, I will certainly review it. I'm not going to tell you what I'll do with it. I'm not even going to say whether I will be able to respond, depending on what it is. But I can assure you that if you send something, I will read it.
Yeah, and I can send plenty of things, but whether or not you choose to read it right now, I have to figure out a proper way to read it, send it so it can be read through the court process. Also, I asked about the complaint forms, just or whatever you have, so that I can document it in writing, so it could be some formal kind of thing that would mean so much to this whole situation.
If you are looking to try and file a complaint against the county, there's a claim form on the Kenosha County website.
Okay.
On the clerk's office site.
And what is that name of that claim form?
If you go to the county clerk's page, excuse me, on our website, there is a link or a thing that you can click on that just says claim form.
I can try to look into it, and I can send over just reoccurring issues, just things as they come, and that's just what it's about. I gotta clean myself up. I just want to be myself. I see myself as a really beautiful, natural woman, and I want to enjoy myself, man. Life is so beautiful. My body is so, I'm telling you, the human body is the most amazing thing. So much can happen and be done with it. You know what I'm saying? To continue. It is so amazing, how to build blood and how people can even silver and copper and all these things that people can intake, what nutrition does. I've seen it, you know what I'm saying, just by having proper nutrition, the changes that it makes, the effects of not having food for days and having food for days, having a bowel movement and urinating and not having food, you know what I'm saying, or the difference between like a packaged food and the fillness of it, like the difference between oatmeal and rice, like oats and rice or something like that. I mean, just tears and just, man, growing hair. No one has to die. No, that is not natural. And I'm here to prove it. There's many people who believe in a lot of things for a good reason. And I just so happen I'm coming along here and I'm right here, in Wisconsin. And I want to just be happy with myself. I'm not going to beat up anybody. I'm not going to, break up any households or anything. So a household get broken up, they broken up themselves. But
Yep.
I just want to continue to just have a good time and just show off if I want to, in a happy way, dance and grow and build and go on about my business and travel the world. And I want to I want children. And so, but even if it's just me, I already have a son who's only 13 and he has a great mother who can play sports, and they got all these doctors that aren't caring for him. I can straighten my son out, I can get him to where he needs to be. I don't want him to be autistic forever. He could just be himself. Who knows? Like, I miss my dad, and I miss him more now than ever before. But I'm not allowing that to damage me. But there's nothing that I can get a pass for bereavement or anything like that. No one is really taking into consideration the important things, because you know why? I have to be tough and live my own life and not let anything be an excuse for me, because I don't want to die. I don't want that constant reoccurring phase or like a domino effect or something to come on me. But I have to learn the law, and I just have to just handle business and be private and personal too. But I know you say you have to, probably get off of the phone right now or whatever, but I just plan to try to write you or, send some correspondence some kind of way and just deal with it. But I'm not dying. I don't want to die.
Oh, I hear that.
So,
okay.
It's really important, okay? And I'm going to be better.
All right.
So, all right. Well, take care. I appreciate you even listening to me.
Absolutely. You have a pleasant afternoon, okay?
Don't judge me or be on any mess, man. Please.
Not at all.
Take care. Appreciate it. Talk to you all soon.
Bye-bye.
So I gotta get going. It's 3:42 p.m. right now. Thursday, June 5th, 2025. I am Jasmine Renee Davis.